turning to Georgia and 51 senators in the Senate. And we should say it's not completely irrelevant to add a 51st senator. I mean, one, it's conceivable that there may be an instance where you get a carve out for one or two pieces of legislation. It's from the filibuster. It's conceivable. I don't think it's likely, but it's not inconceivable. Maybe in terms of abortion rights, maybe in terms of voting rights in particular. Joe Manchin might be more inclined to make a carve out for voting rights. We'll see. But it also does impact slightly the construction of these committees. But the bottom line is, because you have a full-size majority as opposed to, you don't have to negotiate as much, let's put it that way, in terms of like how you're splitting the power in the Senate. But at the end of the day, effectively, the only difference is you're getting a little bit closer to carving out a filibuster for some legislation, and you know, somebody dies, you got a little bit of padding, and you're still going to get your judicial picks through. So that is the relevance. Absolutely bizarre what Herschel Walker has been doing the past couple of days.
Yeah.
But here is a campaign event. Here is Raphael Warnock basically closing out his campaign. Voting ends essentially tomorrow.
What may be a convenience for some is a necessity for others. Wage workers need Saturday voting and Sunday voting because they don't need to have to lose a wage in order to vote. They knew what they were doing when they said you couldn't have Saturday voting and Sunday voting. They were afraid that workers would show up. They were afraid that students would show up. They were afraid that single parents would show up. And so they said we couldn't vote last Saturday. And I thought about you. And that's why I sued them. And we won.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, there you go. And I'm trying to find the quote. Do you have that quote? Okay. This is Herschel Walker's closing argument as presented by Politico. You don't have this tweet, do you? It is right here. I'll send you this. It's this photo right here. It's pretty funny.
Herschel Walker's?
This is Herschel Walker's. Here it is. I just put that up there. Go right in on the photo of it. Yeah, there you go. Walker said he hasn't seen any lack of enthusiasm from voters. That's from Politico. This is the quote. They're not, and he's responding to the question of whether they're less motivated. They're not, because they know right now that the House will be even, so they don't want to understand what is happening right now. You get the House, you get committees. You get all the committees. Even they just stall things within there. So if we keep a check on Joe Biden, we just go on to keep a check on him, Walker said.
So no one told him that the Republicans took the House, huh?
Yeah, and also it's just essentially like, we can't really do much, right?
You know, I got to say.
It's inscrutable. But
Exactly. I can't make head nor tails out of it. Now, maybe as he said it, it sounded better. Voters are not less motivated. I just add that in because they know right now that the House will be even. So they don't want to understand what is happening right now. You get the House, you get the committees, you get all the committees even. They just stall things within there. So if we keep a check on Joe Biden, we're just going to keep a check on him.
I mean, good job bringing out your sitcom acting chops for this very moment. But like, that did not make it any better.
I know what he's saying.
Okay.
You know what? I don't know what he's saying. Because I was going to say that if you... that maybe he's arguing, with the House, there's nothing we can do. But if we had the House and the Senate, we can really keep a check on him. But they can't win the Senate. So
So, I mean, yeah, he's just saying this is worthless. I mean, give him a break. He's a little rusty. He decided to take a 5-day vacation in the middle of a month-long campaign period for a runoff. So maybe he doesn't know. I still am. That's one of my favorite pieces of information about this runoff. He just doesn't. He doesn't give a shit. He's not trying at all.
I think he's a little bit less, juiced up than he was before about this. He seems a little bit less exciting. Excited by it.
A little bit.
What else should we do here?
I mean,
we'll get to the Taibbi thing in a minute.
Okay.
Let's do some IMs. Politburo. Hey there. Hope everyone is well. Henry. Hey, Sam, I'm still getting these emails for Democrats. I understand why I'm getting them about the Georgia race, but I'm still getting some from Sean Patrick Maloney, of all people. He sent several emails asking for money because his failed campaign is still in debt. The nerve on this a-hole is outlandish. What other email campaigns are still plaguing everyone else? Yeah, Henry, maybe send me those at Majority Reporters. Ryan, I was wondering if any of you, if you're a parent or not, would you allow your child to play tackle football? Like in like high school, like with helmets and gear like that? No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I've had this discussion with my boyfriend. He played really, concussed, hurt himself a lot. Says he's even more adamant because he's gone through it. So he says absolutely not.
They're even talking about getting rid of headers in football. I mean, like you watch some of that World Cup.
It gives me anxiety watching the World Cup when they're going up.
I would not. I would not. I mean, but I also, I'm on the neurotic side of these things, but I would not. I mean, I
don't have a kid. If my kid was like, it's my dream, it would be hard for me to say no, but.
Maybe they can develop, I think, on a kid's level, maybe they can develop, helmets that are sufficiently protective of heads. Once you start getting into high school,
they
it
have
seems
these
harder.
like ridiculous, huge practice helmets that they're incorporating, but it's like the science is still not necessarily there yet.